The Church of the Holy Sepulchre, built over the site of the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus, the holiest site in Christianity, built by a woman, a mother, who may never have known the full truth about her son. Helena, born approximately 250 AD, Constantine's mother, her origins were humble. Possibly an innkeeper's daughter, she rose to become empress, then was demoted when Constantine's father took a politically advantageous second wife. She endured. She survived. When Constantine became emperor, Helena was restored to honor, given the title Augusta, given imperial resources. She converted to Christianity, became one of the most devout Christians in the empire. Her faith was genuine. Her devotion was real. Comment right now before we continue. Did you know Helena built the Church of the Holy Sepulchre? Did your church ever teach you about her? Yes or no in the comments. I want to know how many people were never told her name. 326 AD, Constantine executed his eldest son Crispus, military hero, celebrated by the empire, killed on his father's order, no official reason recorded. Same year, Fausta, Constantine's wife, drowned in an overheated bath. Helena was at the imperial court when these executions happened. Crispus was her grandson. Fausta was her daughter-in-law. The woman who would build the holiest sites in Christianity witnessed her family being destroyed by her own son. Think about what Helena's position actually was. She is the emperor's mother. She cannot publicly oppose him. She cannot protect Crispus, her grandson, without risking everything. She is inside the most powerful and most dangerous institution on earth, alone with the truth. The timing. Helena's Jerusalem pilgrimage began in 326 AD, the same year as the Crispus execution, the same year as Fausta's death. Historians debate whether this is coincidence or departure. She left the court and never fully returned. Jerusalem in 326 AD. Helena arrived. In her late 70s, she immediately began identifying and commissioning the sacred sites, the site of the crucifixion, the site of the burial, the stable in Bethlehem. She moved with specific purpose and specific urgency. She commissioned the Church of the Holy Sepulchre over the site of the crucifixion and resurrection, the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem, the Church of Helena on the Mount of Olives, three of the most sacred sites in Christianity, built by one woman. She also claimed to find the true cross, three crosses discovered at the crucifixion site. Helena identified the true cross by testing each against a sick woman. The sick woman was healed by one. That was the cross. Pause here and comment. Do you believe Helena knew what her son had done to Crispus and Fausta, or do you think she left for Jerusalem without knowing? Both answers in the comments. This is the question the historians cannot fully answer. The true cross question. Historians debate its authenticity. The wood identified by Helena would have degraded over 3 centuries. The site she identified was covered by a Roman temple, but the faith placed in it was real. The churches built over it are real. What did Helena know about Crispus? She was at court. Crispus was her grandson. She would have known him since his birth. The execution happened 1 year after Nicaea, the council Helena likely attended. The timing is personal. Jan Willem Dravers, leading Helena scholar, suggests the pilgrimage timing strongly implies Helena was responding to the executions, not fleeing, but using the resources Constantine gave her to build something redemptive, atoning for what she could not prevent. I find Helena one of the most human figures in all of church history. She could not save her grandson. She could not undo what her son had done. But she could build, she could dedicate, she could make sacred, and she did for the rest of her life. Helena died approximately 330 AD, in her son's arms according to tradition. She never publicly opposed him, never condemned what he did. The Church built on her devotion does not record her grief, only her accomplishments. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre stands today, 17 centuries later, visited by millions of pilgrims every year, built on faith, built on devotion, built on the resources of a murderer, built by the mother who could not stop him. Your church gave you Helena as a saint, equal of the apostles, finder of the true cross, builder of Jerusalem. It gave you the achievements, it did not give you the context. The blood, the timing, the grief, it did not give you. The strongest response. Helena's faith was genuine regardless of her son's actions. The sacred sites she identified have been venerated for 17 centuries by hundreds of millions of Christians. The fruit of her faith speaks for itself. The honest position. Helena's faith was genuine. Her achievements were real. The context of what surrounded her devotion was also real. Your church gave you the saint, you deserved the complete woman. Both are more powerful together than either alone. Before you leave, tag someone who needs to know Helena's full story. And tell me, does knowing the context behind her pilgrimage make her faith more powerful or less? I am reading every single response. Helena is venerated as a saint in Catholic, Orthodox, and Anglican traditions. Her feast day is August 18th in the West, May 21st in the East. Hundreds of millions celebrate her annually. Almost none of them know the full story of when she went to Jerusalem. Your church is built on the work of real human beings in impossible situations. Helena, Tyndale, the disciples, Paul. All of them complicated, all of them human. A faith that requires perfect founders is a faith that cannot survive honest history. Subscribe if Helena's complete story moves you more than the edited version. The saint is real, the context is real, you deserved both from the beginning. This channel exists because the complete picture always belongs to you. The next video. The Vatican dug up a dead pope and put his corpse on trial, 897 AD, Pope Stephen VI. The decomposing body of Pope Formosus, dressed in papal vestments, seated on a throne, put on trial, documented Vatican history. Helena built the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the holiest site in Christianity, built with blood money from a son who murdered his family. Built by a mother who may have known, built by faith that outlasted everything. What I believe matters most about Helena's story is this. She chose to build when she could not save, when she could not undo, when she could not speak, she built. And what she built has held the prayers of millions for 17 centuries. That is not nothing. That is extraordinary. Your church was built on blood and a mother who may never have known the full truth, or who knew and built anyway. Either way, she built, and what she built is still standing, and that belongs to your faith, complete, honest, whole. Helena, 250 to 330 AD, builder, pilgrim, saint, the woman who gave Christianity its most sacred geography, built on faith, built on grief, built on a mother's love for something larger than what her son had done. Say her name. Your church was built on blood and a mother who never knew the full truth. Now you know both. The blood, the mother, the building, the faith, all of it yours, complete. What you do with the complete picture belongs entirely to you. Helena built the holiest site in Christianity. Your church was built on blood and a mother and faith and grief and love. All of it true, all of it yours, all of it finally complete.